Hello there, Taurus. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot forecast for June 8th through the 14th. I am using the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg once again. And Taurus, what you have coming up for Monday is actually a pretty good card. It's the Nine of Swords, but it's in reverse. Yay! So Nine of Swords in reverse is just telling me that you've had a situation in your life that has had you distracted, worried, upset, concerned, and distracted to the point that it's been hard for you to focus on doing the things that you need to do just to participate in everyday life. So when this card comes up reversed, what this tells me is that whatever that was that had you so out of focus and distracted, something has changed in that situation. Either there's something that has changed about the situation that has you less worried about it, or you've actually done your own spiritual or emotional healing and you're getting to a place where you're like, okay, I don't have any control over this. There's no reason for me to be stressed out about it. Let me just go on with my life. Either way, it's a good thing because it's not so distracting. It does allow you to move on with your life. So that's a good card to have come up on Monday. Now Tuesday, we have the Queen of Clubs in reverse. The Queen of Clubs in reverse is telling me that Tuesday you're not really feeling like doing much. Not feeling very productive at all. This kind of card comes up like on a day where maybe the heat is just so intense that it makes you just want to take a nap, if anything. So this is a day when you're just not feeling very motivated. You're not feeling very forward moving. You're kind of just going through the motions on any kind of productivity that you're accomplishing on Tuesday, Taurus. Now Wednesday we have a much nicer card. We have the Fool coming up. I love the Fool card. The Fool just talks about, Taurus, that you have some kind of situation in your life that you know on an intuitive level how to handle this situation. And the beauty is, even though that what you know is not logical, you're not letting that bother you. You're going ahead with that intuitive knowing and pursuing that. So that's a really, really great card. It's the beginning of a journey of faith. I call this my Leap of Faith card, actually. So I'm very happy to see that coming up for you on Wednesday. Now Thursday we have a whole different energy moving in. This shift we have showing up in the Moon card. Now the Moon card just tells me that you have a situation that is in your life where you know just enough to know that there's a lot more going on than what is being revealed. And so with a situation like this, it can be a little frustrating because not all the information is on the surface that you would like to be at the surface. So when you start to notice that, hey, here's something going on over here and not everything is all adding up, not all of this stuff makes sense, that's your tip-off. There's more going on that you don't really know about yet. So if you need to make any decisions about that situation where things aren't adding up, you might want to give yourself a little bit of time, because generally what happens is that kind of information does eventually creep to the surface. So give yourself some time before you make any decisions. See what other information will come out about that situation for you before you actually commit to anything there. Alright, so Thursday we have the Queen of Cups showing up in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse, gosh, what I'm really feeling for you, Taurus, is frustration. When the Queen of Cups is in reverse, it's like you're taking your emotions and you're just pouring them out, and sometimes they're exploding out, depending what the situation can be. So I see this as really tears, maybe even tears of happiness, or as screaming, like screaming with anger. Either way, this can work out, because if you check out on this card, what you see is cups, water, really talks about emotions. You see the Queen, whenever this is reversed, it's like all the emotions are falling out of that cup. That's what gravity would be doing to it. She's holding the cup and all the emotions are falling out. All that water is falling out. So this is why I'm feeling like, okay, definitely you have some emotions coming out on Friday. And it's really coming through as frustration. It's something that you've been frustrated about for a while. This is something that's been building up. It's actually been a long time coming for you to be letting these emotions out. And you haven't really said anything so far, which means that all this stuff has been accumulating and just getting to where you're kind of like the pressure cooker that finally explodes. This is sort of what's going on Friday. Now, all of you are going to explode to a different level. Some of you are going to retain more composure than others, but I do feel like definitely frustration building, and there's going to have to be some kind of outlet for that. And so we're talking about that happening on Friday. To me, Taurus, I got to tell you, this feels very much like a work situation more than anything else. Yeah, I feel like for most of you, this is frustration in a work situation. The best thing that you can do for yourself, since you've got the heads up now that Friday can be like this, is try to find some kind of stress relief, like maybe Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe do some journaling about some of the things that are really bothering you at work, and find a way to let some of this stuff out so that once it does come out on Friday, it doesn't have to come out explosively. Maybe it can come out in a way that's much more productive and actually get some things headed in a better direction for you. Okay? Saturday, we have a card coming up. This is the Eight of Cups. Once again, we're talking about emotion. Eight of Cups really is a walk-away. And it's a walk away with a certain goal in mind. You're looking for something that's better than what you have before. So Eight of Cups is telling me that you have a situation that you've really been feeling has been depleting you. And I've seen this come up in work situations. I've also seen this come up in relationships. This could be your work situation, where you just like spilled out all of your frustrations on Friday, either in a productive way or a non-productive way. But it looks like you may be evaluating that work situation and realizing, you know what, this situation takes away much more energy than what it gives back to me. And so maybe I need to start looking for another place to be. And so I really feel like on Saturday, you've pretty much decided, I've had enough of this, whatever this is. For some of you, I do feel like it is going to be that work situation. It feels like you might have poured out your emotions on Friday and realized that it's not going to do a bit of good. Not all of you. For some of you, you are going to have some productive results from that, as long as you can do it in a productive way. And then also, there are others of you, though, that you're just, once you pour out your emotions, you're going to be thinking, wow, this is not making a bit of difference. Nothing's changing. I'm still getting all my energy poured into this, and I'm not getting enough back in return. And so on Saturday, I feel like you're starting to really get serious about looking elsewhere for a way to make a living. Now, the other way that this can come up, when I have an Eight of Cups, it can also come up as a relationship issue. So this could also be looking at a relationship and realizing that it's not a balanced relationship and you're not getting anywhere near what you're putting into out of it. In other words, that person is not meeting you anywhere near halfway. And so you may be deciding that, you know what, I've worked hard enough, I've done everything I can to make this relationship work, and nothing that I do matters because this other person isn't meeting me halfway. So I just kind of have to go along, move along, and find something better for my life than this. So either way, it's where you're walking away from something that's been depleting you in search of something that is going to be much more fulfilling and more evenly balanced exchange of energy. Now, Sunday, we have the Four of Coins in reverse. For some of you, this is talking about moving into a new place. Four of Coins in reverse just talks about taking some money that you had set aside as savings and spending it. Now, you can spend it either one of two ways. You can either spend it on what you had planned to spend it on, or you can spend it on something that was completely unplanned that just kind of came up, and you just say to yourself, oh, well, thank goodness I was saving for something else because at least I've got the money to cover this. But I do see you taking some money out of stash or out of savings to cover something that comes up on Sunday. Okay? So that is your week, Taurus. For those of you who would like to schedule a private reading, please feel free to check out my website. I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you're there and you've looked around a little bit, which, by the way, I do have some new services there. Once you've looked around a little bit, if you still feel like I'm the best reader for you, then feel free to contact me. We will schedule a session for you as quickly as possible. And I will see everybody here next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.